This is Sideline Radio with Shaki Verato, bonus episode number 2, the 5 apps I can't live without as a sports mom. Okay, Google, what apps are a sports mom's best friend?
You're listening to Sideline Radio, a podcast by Sideline Society, where we firmly believe that it takes a village to raise a child and a sideline to support an athlete. In a lifestyle where schedules are hectic, to-do lists are overwhelming, and it's always time to go, Sports Mom of 3 and Sideline Guru Shaki Verato will help you navigate your life on the sidelines and redefine what organized chaos should look like. Here's your weekly ticket to take a time out. Huddle up and hear real talk from others who get it, while learning the best tips, hacks, and strategies to help you navigate your life on the sideline, one season at a time. If you're ready to tackle your crazy schedule and make memories instead of migraines, you're in the right place. Here's your host, Chief Sideline Hacker, Target Enthusiast, and French fry lover, Shaki Verato.
What's up, Sideline Hackers? Shaki here. You know, Shaki rhymes with hockey, and it's short for Shakira, like the singer, except I work in adult education. Welcome back to Sideline Radio. I am super pumped that you decided to join me today. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to listen in. I truly appreciate you. Guess what day it is? It's Friday. Happy Friday. And guess what that means? That means it's time for our Take 5 Friday. I'm back this week with a new episode to tell you all about the 5 apps that I simply cannot live without as a sports mom. If you guys heard my latest episode number 11, this past Tuesday when I was chatting with Kim about her experiences as a sports mom with a child who has a serious medical condition, she touched briefly on being quick to whip out her phone and take down notes for upcoming events and practices and games and tournaments and you name it. Well, that's where I'm going with this episode. Why? Well, because our phones are thebomb.com and we seriously can't live without them. And 2, they're smart, right? They're smartphones, so let's make them work for us. Maybe you're curious about what my go-tos are when it comes to living life on the sideline. Well, here are some of the resources and tools that I am using every single day of my busy life, and I wanted to share. Because 1, I truly want to help simplify and support your sideline life, and 2, that's the whole point of this new series, to share valuable resources for sports moms and teen moms. Okay, let me break it down for you. This first app delivers like nobody's business. Okay. I actually just thought about how that sounded, and no, I'm not referring to a food delivery app, although now that I think about it, I might be adding one to the list soon. But I'm actually talking about app number 1, Google Calendar. If you don't already know what Google is, then I'm kind of upset that you've seriously been super cozy up under a rock somewhere because, girl, Google is life. Just ask your phone. I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts you can speak to your phone right now and ask Google anything, and it's going to talk to you because, well, Google runs the world. And I am not afraid to admit that because guess what? Google also helps me run my sideline life because anytime that I hear a schedule or even a hint of one, I'm pulling out my trusty note and opening up Google Calendar to record the deets. I absolutely love it, if you can't tell already. And it really just makes me feel like I'm on top of my game and being super intentional with my time. Basically, you can plan months in advance, block off time, and even invite others to view specific events that you add to your calendar. I'll give you an example of how I share my dates and deets with my husband, Mike. So my oldest son, Ju, has a 7-on-7 tournament coming up in April, and I can simply add all the details like the dates, the times, the locations, and even include attachments like the itinerary that was sent out by our team mom. I can give it a fun color to make it stand out. Of course, his team colors are purple and neon green, so you know I'm using one of those too. And I can even set a reminder notification, generally a day or 2 in advance, so I can remember to pack. Lastly, I list him as an invite on the actual event, so he can't give me the excuse of not knowing something was about to go down. And then it's done. But you know, another feature that I love about it is you can even schedule and hold hangouts, like those video calls in any of your events. It's just like FaceTiming, in iPhone terms, even though I know nothing about iPhones. So for example, I can invite my mom, and if she's not able to make it out to a game or event, I can call her on Hangouts and basically do a live while I'm at the event so she can see it too. It's awesome. And it's been awesome. So much so that I definitely feel like I'm not going it all on my own. And it's just super helpful. And it's so less stressful. And of course, that's the point of all things electronic, is to help us in our lives. So it definitely is doing the job. Okay, app number 2 is called Trello. That's Trello. Trello. And Trello is best served as a collaboration tool. It helps to organize projects into various boards. So at a glance, you can see what's going on, what's being worked on, who's working on what, and where things are in the process. Now, it also can be used as like a team collaboration type of tool. So a lot of businesses and entrepreneurs, use it as that type of tool. When I started using it about a year ago, I used it for my to-do list, and now I use it to organize my thoughts, my plans, family trips, electronic shopping lists, anything that I can think of that can use organizing to help me map it out in my brain, I use it. And it practically serves as like my virtual vision board. And I also use it in collaboration with my Google Calendar. So as a sports mom who volunteers her time on the sideline, I also use it to help me keep track of the various projects that I'm included in, like sponsors that I've been in contact with, and even upcoming fundraisers. As an entrepreneur, it helps me track my ideas for this podcast, my Facebook group, other events and themes that I've got going on and I've got planned, as well as plans for future growth. I absolutely love it. It's super user-friendly. It has this cool drag and drop feature, and it even lets you add labels in various colors. And anything that lets me personalize it with various colors is a winner in my book. Okay, now app number 3 is called TeamSnap. Now, if you're not new to youth sports, you've probably already heard of TeamSnap, or a similar team management app that helps to support your team communication and organization. It's good. We use it for our track team, both indoor and outdoor. Now, before I go on, allow me to throw out this disclaimer that we have not used it in football or any of the other sports that my boys play that I'm team mom for. So I haven't been privy to the back end of things on TeamSnap. And just as a side note, if you have, I would love for you to comment in our Facebook group and just let us know what you think of it. But as a sports mom, it's great, and for a few reasons. Number 1, it's free. And as expensive as youth sports can get these days, that's definitely a bonus. Number 2, it has a chat feature that's incredibly useful, especially if you don't have or don't feel comfortable giving and taking out your personal number to fellow team parents or to coaches. So it has this built-in chat feature that's awesome. And number 3, it's practically an email's best friend. And I say that because everything is within the app, even the notifications that you would normally receive through your email, without the pressure of feeling like you might miss something if you didn't check your email every 10 seconds. You know what I mean? Just be sure to set those notifications to a comfortable level, because it can get a little out of whack when some parents are commenting on the chat thread and you've got things set to receive a notification for each post. Moving on to app number 4, Google Drive. I almost feel like this is the Twilight Zone since I'm mentioning Google again, but I already told you it runs the world, and I wasn't kidding. Simply put, Google Drive is a type of cloud storage. Now, cloud storage, if you're not familiar, it just allows you to save your files and videos and pics and whatever you want in the cloud, so you can retrieve it from any internet-connected device. You can think of it as a digital locker that follows you around wherever you go. You can put your gear in it, and it keeps it safe until you're ready to take it out. I'll give you an example. I record literally every play that my boys have. If they're in the game, you better believe I'm filming. So you can imagine that's a lot of video. So instead of harboring it all on my phone and taking up tons of space, when I save the videos, I'm saving them to my Google Drive app on my phone. So when I get home, I don't even have to connect my phone to my laptop in order to move the files from my Google Drive app to my external hard drive, where I keep everything built up for the year. Now, this can be a whole other conversation, and if you have questions, you can certainly pop over to the Sideline Hackers Facebook group, and we can chat about it. But in the interest of time, I'm going to go ahead and move on to app number 5. Last but not least, app number 5 is Netflix. Now, we've all heard the term Netflix and chill, right? Well, I took that to a whole nother level when it came to keeping my little one busy on the sideline. Please don't think of me as just sticking him with my phone and he's racking up ridiculous amounts of screen time at his big brother's events, because that's not necessarily the case. But I will say that he does have his own tablet. Okay, so please don't judge me. But seriously, mamas, Netflix and even a bonus app for you, YouTube Kids, has been an incredibly useful and timely tool to help keep my little one entertained during these long track days. I mean, of course, I love the ability to restrict what he can watch, what he can tap on or buy, or any of the other things they throw in there. And let me tell you, my baby has learned a mean vocabulary and all of his colors just from YouTube Kids alone. Don't underestimate it, mamas. Besides that, the latter part of saying this is so true, because after a long day at work and practice and dinner, Netflix is a girl's best friend. As a matter of fact, if you're listening right now and you're a fan of Netflix, can you just hop over to my Instagram account at Sideline Society and give me a fist pump on my latest post? I would love to see how many of you agree with me on the wonders of Netflix. Okay, that's it. That's my list. Those are the top 5 apps that keep me sane on a weekly basis. Now, let me just give you a quick rundown one more time. App number 1, Google Calendar. It keeps me on the track, pun intended. App number 2, Trello, to organize my mini to-do lists. App number 3, TeamSnap, for that regulated team communication. App number 4, Google Drive, to store my boys' game footage. And app number 5, Netflix, to keep the little one entertained. And I'm even throwing in that bonus app of YouTube Kids to teach my 3-year-old, so he's rocking it out come kindergarten. And there you have it. And now it's time for the post-game chat and a little encouragement with Stacey Mahoy of the Eating Curveballs for Breakfast podcast.
Hey sports moms, happy Aloha Friday. I just wanted to share with you today something that came up for me. It was really interesting because I always talk about how so much of what stresses us out, causes us to feel overwhelmed, frustrated, annoyed, irritated, are things outside of our control. And I was literally just having this conversation yesterday, and today it's actually coming up for me. Like this morning, I just had a lot on my mind. We've got some big things coming up, like big, huge tasks that we're going to have to tackle in circumstances that are going to be challenging for us if we're actually going to be able to pull it off and get it done. And just all of that was starting to kind of pile up all at once and feel super overwhelming. I felt stressed. I was frustrated and irritated because I didn't know exactly how we're going to get this done. And then while I was standing in line picking up some lunch for my husband to take it to him at work, I realized that I was doing exactly the thing that I talk about. Like I was letting things outside of my control get to me. And I was letting the fact that I don't know how it's all going to work out frustrate me and make me feel discouraged, allow me to feel discouraged. And I just told myself, look, Stace, what you talk about all the time is true. Like, listen to the things that you always say, right? If it's outside of your control, you've got to let it go. Can't be letting that stuff stress you out. And what you can do today, just do that. You might not know how it's going to work out in the next 6 months. You might not know exactly what to do to get everything together and get it all working. But right now, today, whatever it is that you can do, just do that. It's all you can do. And right after that, it's amazing how much better I felt. I was really in a bad mood and I wasn't even sure what was going to take me out of it. But just remembering that, look, this stuff is outside of your control. Can't do anything about that. What can you do today? What can you do today? Get after that. Get that done. Take care of that. And you'll figure the rest out. You really will. And so that's the pep talk I gave myself because I really needed it. And just in case some of you are in that space of feeling a bit overwhelmed, feeling frustrated, feeling anxious, not knowing what the heck, how the heck you're going to get things to work out because you've got some really big, challenging circumstances maybe ahead of you or that you're trying to work out for your child. And like, for example, our daughter's going on a trip. And so it's like, okay, we've got a lot of fundraising to do. And it's these numbers are just, they get overwhelming if you try to look at it all at once. And And so that's what was going on here. And some of you may be able to relate to that or maybe going through something like that. And I just want to encourage you today to take a deep breath and tell yourself, look, what can I do today? What is possible for me to do today? And tackle that. And try to trust in the process. Look for solutions always, but don't let the big end result or the end goal that you're going after scare you so much that you just freeze and you don't do anything at all, because then you will be stuck, right? But look at what can I do today, get that done, take care of that, kick butt in it, and then do that again tomorrow. All right? Good luck.
Thanks, Stacy, for that reminder that we are only in control over those things that we are in control of. Speaking of which, here's one thing that you are in control of: packing a Sports Mom survival bag. This is my number one resource that I use every single solitary weekend that I'm on the sideline. And although I may not be in control over why I may or may not need what I packed, I am in control over being prepared. And I want to help you to be prepared. So hit pause, head over to sidelinesociety.com where you can download the totally free survival bag checklist and be in control over your sideline life. So thanks again all for joining me today. Please take a minute to subscribe, and 2 more minutes if you don't mind, and leave a review on iTunes. You would totally make my day if you did. Let's be honest, I thrive off of your feedback, and believe me when I say it's actually something that I look forward to seeing because it really helps me to provide value to your sideline life. And fun fact, it also helps other sports moms to find us, so it would be very much appreciated if you did. Also, I'd love it if you came and joined us in our interactive community for sports moms and teen moms. It's called Sideline Hackers, and we're over in Facebook in a private Facebook group. And you can join the group by going to Facebook, searching Sideline Hackers, and clicking to request to join. And don't worry, I have quick thumbs, so you'll be in no time. You guys, if you're not joining us in our Facebook community, you're basically just missing out. It's a ton of fun, just safe place to share the show with other listeners, join in on exclusive giveaways and challenges, and to just be you as a busy sports mom who loves watching her kids play. Lastly, if you want to find me on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook at Sideline Society, and on Twitter at Shaki Verado. I'm always posting fun moments about my own sideline life in my stories, and if you tag me and use the hashtag Sideline Life, I love to repost my followers. Until next time, Sideline Hackers, keep hacking that sideline because they appreciate you for it, and so do we, for all that you do.
Thanks for listening to Sideline Radio. Dive into the show notes for this episode and all past episodes at sidelinesociety.com/Sideline Radio. If you love the show, share it with a sports mom. Remember, it takes a sideline to support an athlete. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you soon, you sideline hacker you.